Good Monday morning. So, have you ever gotten on Nextdoor? If you haven't, don't. I've noticed there's a pattern of behavior, not just with Nextdoor, but it really kind of was highlighted to me in a very magnified way the other day when I was on Twitter, and I was reading about the closing of Paula Deen's restaurant in Savannah, and that has a Savannah just is probably my favorite city. And back when I wrote my original Savannah books and then was on book tour with a couple other books, I had two very sweet experiences at the Lady and Sons restaurant. So I saw this flash on Twitter that the Lady and Sons restaurant was closing, and so I went to read the article about it, and then of course you have all the comments, and why I perused them I'm really not sure, but you hear mean things, you read mean things, but when I took that in its totality, I kind of got lost in that thread of comments, and I was just shocked at the meanness. That's the only word I have for it. And people's freedom to be unkind. And you get that a lot on Nextdoor too. And it's just interesting to me that there's something about this new way of living that has us so connected via these, that we've disconnected to our responsibility of being the people that we should be. Not just if you're a believer, anybody should be kind. My husband has infiltrated my video. He just is very particular down there. He likes to sit down there, but the chair is always wet, so he has to dry it off. He and I are very different. He's very neat, tidy. I'm a little messy. So when he wipes off a chair, he's like, I wipe off a chair, I'm like, so he's being very particular. So anyway, it's the shock of the freedom this generation, and when I say generation, I don't mean older or younger, I just mean our society, I'll say society in general, has taken to being unkind. And for the life of a believer, kindness is a fruit of the Spirit. Like, it is a way we are to live. And we are not given different options. And one of the passages I read this morning, or translations of Colossians 4:6, was God's Word translation, which is a beautiful translation. And it says, everything you say should be kind and well thought out, so that you know how to answer everyone. Most of us know this verse as let your speech always be gracious, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how you ought to answer each person. One translation that I couldn't find, and I don't remember what it was, said, at all times let your words be winsome. And not only are our words on these platforms and in grocery store parking lots or wherever we may be that the tension or anger or hostility escalates, our words are damaging and daggers, and they do great damage. And we think maybe we're anonymous or our words are innocuous, but they're not. And we're not. Because God isn't missing any of it. And so it really just kind of was a reminder to me as I read those things to kind of take stock in my own heart and the way that I use my words. And are they gracious? Are they kind? Are they critical? Are they damaging? What are my words, and how do I regard other people? One of my go-to things on social media is my reply or response needed to this? Because I think there's an arrogance that's attached to this spirit of meanness and snarkiness. I've gotten quite a few snarky comments on Nextdoor to these really mundane questions. Just asking a little question here, and it's like I can just see somebody sitting in their little room with their little thumbs and just figuring out how snarky they can be. But as believers, let's live a different way. Let's let our words be winsome and gracious and kind, because that's who we're called to be. Kindness is a fruit of the Spirit. And if it isn't operating in us, then we need to take a look at our tree. So that's all. This is longer because Billy interrupted us and got me sidetracked. But I hope you have a wonderful Monday morning.
If your heart was encouraged today, please know that we have many other resources available for you. You can discover all of those at reclaiminghearts.org.